So the first map is going to be Coral. Let me switch to Spectate. On red team we have Application, Rookie, Extreme, KZN and Muller. And on blue team, Absolute, better known as Kellogg's, Lanius, who is apparently eating, Captain T, seems to be on blue quite a lot recently, never see him on a red team much, and Tyler Market and Widow to make up the blue team. Blue team definitely looks very strong. So the game is about to begin. Let's follow on board with Brookie here. He should be leaving the base. He's going to drop down in the front here. Not sure how many routes he knows on Coral. Maybe he's practiced in his spare time. They spot the one left. Not sure quite who it was. All three of red team's offense is going left, coming in onto the blue team flag. Muller trying to get the flag off, but dying on the stand. Brookie is coming in now. Whether he can get a pickup, he can't quite. The grenade spam just nudging it out of the way. Extreme tossing it up to Brookie. Brookie oblivious to the flag though. Meanwhile, Widow also having trouble getting out. Lornis is there trying to duel KZN, but not having much luck. KZN really clamping down there. Lornis is trying to get it out into the front bowl. Captain T holding the blue flag out, trying to look for people. I think he spots a spree coming in on the left. Maybe he doesn't. He opts to just return. Maybe that was some bad timing, but he's respawned in time anyway. And he knocks Extreme off course. Muller is camping on the top hill, but Brookie has made a clean grab from the right. And he is going to be going up the mound, as I like to call it, the massive mountain. And he's going to be able to ski over that quite comfortably. Widow has him in his sights, but I think he's going to be getting home anyway, taking a little bit of fall damage there. Lornius coming in on a very nice front grab. That is not easy to do, to get that grab as clean as he did there, although he's taken a lot of damage, but it brought enough time for his team to get the return. So KCN, oh no, Application is now holding the flag out here. So, as predicted, it is KZN and App on defense for the red team, and Captain T and Tyler Market for the blue team on defense. So, I was correct then, after all. How about that?
Yeah, no, I noticed that right away. It was a good call. And blue team has a little bit of the more big playmakers, like you saw with Lanius right there.
Yeah, Lanius coming out very cleanly there. Doesn't even need a toss, and Tyler isn't even under pressure, and Captain T manages to get the return. Maybe I should have been looking at that on my screen. But regardless, Miller is trying to alarm the flag off, not going to go far. Surely blue team are going to put this in a pace that's a bit harder to get. They're just dueling with Spree and Brookie, but neither of them are having much luck. Extreme going to die to the spam here, but not before he gets a grenade on Tyler. Tyler should probably get a K out here, but he's not opting to. Meanwhile, Lanius is out nice and clean. KZN coming in for some chain, but Lanius is just duped around him completely. Meanwhile, Muller managed to make a very nice pickup, and he is going to be home scot-free. Lanius trying to get a shot off on him, but not having much luck at all. So Muller taking a bit of disc damage. Application is also under fire. He should respawn, but they look like Muller's going to go for the toss anyway. Maybe that was the correct call, because they did manage to finish one of the offense up. Application tossing it up to Muller, and he's going to receive it quite cleanly. Under no fire yet. Tyler needs a toss though, punting it to Lanius, but where is the red team's offense? Nowhere to be found so far. KZN is coming in alone, and he's already down to about 2/3 health from the chain, and that disc took him down to another third. Rookie coming in now. Lanius just duking around completely. Meanwhile, Application standing on his base, also duking around everyone it seems, but maybe not, because he took a disc from Widow there. Muller couldn't quite receive the pass. Muller taking a disc. He takes another disc. He goes down. Widow manages to get the return. And Lornis is going to cap this. It seems red team's offense is really disorganized, don't you think, Bed?
Yeah, I was watching blue on that one, and Captain was there first, but he hid behind the hill, strafed dodging the chain, so he could, so they could sync up, and that's what made the difference.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, Muller coming in for a grab, not having much luck, getting punted off. Where is the third? Where is the spree? I can't see him. There he is, coming in on the left right now. He gets knocked off by Captain T. And I think they're all just going to respawn here. Brookie wanting some points by killing Captain. He should just respawn, but he's not. Meanwhile, Absolute making a grab makes a change. He hasn't been gotten out with the flag yet. Normally Larnius is out on the flag. But he's getting chained off across half the map, but the Captain is going to be able to receive anyway. It makes a very nice grab. I don't think the spam is going to be able to stop him here. Meanwhile, a Spree taking a diss on the exit, and he is going nowhere, just opting to K out, realising he's not going to make it anywhere. Perhaps I wouldn't have done that, because Miller was only a toss away.
Yeah, I have to laugh. Esprit is he's always very good at getting the quick reactionary caps.
Definitely.
But he didn't make it out that time.
No, unfortunately not. Someone respawned on his exit. Larnius just tossing the flag down into the bowl. Not having much luck. Absolute just opts to return, probably smart. More dueling going on. Where is the Kappa? Nowhere. All three of them are trying to play distract at the moment, and Larnius isn't going to go very far either. Meanwhile, Muller has made a very nice clean grab. He is on a route. I don't think any chain can stop this. I don't think anything can stop this, and that's going to be a very nice cap from Muller. Completely outwissing the blue team's defense there.
Yeah, it seems like blue didn't get grabbed that time. They just all kind of stood around dueling, waiting for one another. Yeah,
it didn't really work out for them. It's quite hard to make that work on this map. Oh, Absolute coming in, taking a lot of disc damage. Not having much luck. Can he get chained out?
Oh,
he barely survives. Barely survives. He needs to be tossing. But he's just died midfield, it seems. Captain T is going to be able to pick it up though. Meanwhile, red team, Muller is on the glass, getting completely taken out by Zuido. Zuido getting a solo return. Captain T is there, just duking the enemy team's defense. I think he was avoiding the grenades. And yeah, as one of the chatters in the chat says, if you are standing on the glass roof, splash damage does go through the top bit of the stand, which is not always the best what you want. App returning, Esprit manages to get that quick reactionary cap that you're on about there.
Yeah, and someone had a nice block on Zuido, I believe it was.
Oh, fantastic.
Otherwise he would have got that grab.
Ah, well, we just watched Absolute get a nice toss off over to Larnius, who was coming over the middle of the map, and Larnius is going submarine on the left-hand side of the map. I think he will need a toss. Esprit opting to not just try and chain him out, but Absolute isn't there in time. Zuido coming in, and Zuido, that was a bit too low. Zuido, you need to be picking up the flag. All of the blue team's offense is out here. Zuido disking. Blue team's flag is secure. App is the only one who seems to be out here for the blue team. He manages to get the chain off, but the flag just goes straight into Captain T's flag, and Captain T is gifting up. Yeah, definitely a very nice pass there. Muller, though, making a quick reactionary grab. He was on a route. Great timing from him. Maybe he was hoping his team could maybe delay that cap a bit longer so he could grab in front. I think this is going to be a cap for red team. So red team are trying to be competitive with making sure they're grabbing at the times that blue team is just capped.
Yeah, that's what happens when the blue team all decided to escort. So the whole offense stayed at home. They got the cap, but then lost another one.
Yeah, they definitely need to try and keep a camper at least on the red team's base to prevent that, and just buy time for everyone to get over there. Meanwhile, Esprit and Brookie doing a bit of dueling. For Muller, who's coming in two, but they've both died before. Maybe that was a bit poorly timed. Muller's coming in. He takes 2 discs, but still survives. Gets taken out by the chain. Meanwhile, blue team's offense is trying to walk it off the stand again. Not having much luck. Maybe they are. Larnius comes in and swoops it. Tosses it up to Absolute. Absolute receives the pass. Is Absolute going to disc here? Probably not. Probably a wise move. He can't quite hit underneath there though, and the threat is going to return that flag. Meanwhile, Muller was on a route all of that time, but he is taking heavy damage here from a disc and now the chain. Trying to toss it up over the mound, but that was quite a nice toss. Whether anyone can get to it, I doubt, for Captain T. Captain T is only 1 chain. I'm not quite sure what Brookie is doing there. He needs to get that chain gun out instead of just trying to go for the midair. And meanwhile, Larnius is out on a front route again, just cruising around the back of the map.
A little bit of inspiration from application on that route, I think. Going all the way around.
Definitely. Meanwhile, Lannis tossing it off, but Müller intercepts. Fantastic positioning from Müller there to stop that. Captain T will be kicking himself that he didn't see him swooping in. Wow.
That was a nice play.
Oh, it's 5 caps for the blue team and 3 for the red. What do you think blue needs to do to, well, not blue, sorry. Red needs to do to try and catch up here, Bed? What do you think they're doing wrong in comparison to the blue team?
Well, it's hard to say. It seems like on the standoff situations or when the flag's in midfield, they're not doing a good job getting across the map quickly. That'll prevent that'll allow the E-grabs, prevent the easy caps.
Definitely. Well, they got a very nice clean grab there from Brookie, and no one was able to chase him down. I'm not quite sure what the offense was doing for blue team, but they're trying to make Lawless and Absolute seem to have some sort of competition going on to see how many passes they can make to each other and still get home with the flag. That one didn't quite work, but Absolute is still strolling over the mid, tossing off to Larnius. That is way too high for Larnius. Not quite hitting Jet, and Larnius is under spam. Widow comes in and swoops it. Takes a disc from KZN. More spam going on. Both of them died to Müller's disc, and wow, that was quite embarrassing actually. I'm not sure where T was during all of this. Perhaps you should have gone out to that flag, because Brookie made it out anyway, and Tyler trying to come in and crash, but just hitting his head, just catching his feet on the little stump. And well, red team have made the comeback. Their offense is looking a bit stronger, don't you think?
Yeah, those wide, routes that get home quickly, as long as you get off the stand, are working, whereas blue's going more for a kind of a cluster approach. And when that doesn't work out, they're caught back at home.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't catch up.
Well, Lawless is hunting for blood right now against Müller, missing the disc completely, it seems, as he tried to go for a bit of a joust there. Not quite working out for him at all. Meanwhile, Müller is hanging around at the back of his base. 3 of the blue team's offenses there, just trying to chain Captain T down without taking too much grenade spam. Application is nowhere to be found. He's miles away from the action, not what he wanted to do. Meanwhile, Tyler receives a very nice pass, and that's a cap for Tyler. And another one for blue team. So yeah, like you said, looking a lot more dominant on standoffs. Red team is definitely missing something.
But the score is close. I give Red a lot of credit. They've been getting some good caps.
Yeah, very nice, clean grabs, really stumping the blue team's defense. And well, maybe blue team has learned from this example, because Absolute also just did a nice clean side route, which he is out with. Meanwhile, it's Spree is just hanging out in the middle of the map, trying to cut off Absolute. Will it work? Well, he's tossed it to Captain T, but KZN intercepts. What is it with red team and the interceptions going on? I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, Captain made a nice play as well on the other side. So
yeah, I guess briefly saw the end of it, where he got the return. Tyler Market asking, "You okay?" Trying
the great Slush impersonation.
Yeah, the great Slush impersonation. Trying to play a few mind games with the red team, it seems. This Absolute just gets out completely clean. All of the red team's defense spam missing completely. Meanwhile, what's going on with the blue team's flag? Müller making a grab. Ooh, it was a good job he made that grab, because else that would have been a cap for the blue team most likely. Müller hitting back saying, "Yee, you?" So trying to throw it back in Tyler's face, the shit talking. Meanwhile, Müller tosses it off to App. It bounces around, and that's going to cost App a lot of health, and he's going to die to that. I think this is going to be a return for Lawless as my camera gets stuck in the corner. And that's another cap for Tyler and blue. So, like you said, looking very dominant on standoffs, blue team are.
Yeah, red got caught straggling in on offense. Miller made it out, and Esprit hung around. Then the next guy came in, and then, by then it was too late. You got to come in synchronized.
Definitely. Captain T getting a fair bit of chain off. Let's follow on board with him. Müller decided just to K out, but maybe that was a good reason. Captain T getting a fantastic shot off a spree there, preventing him from the grab, but now he's got to deal with Brookie on 18 HP. I'm not sure how much luck he's going to have here. Tyler has come out to join him. Brookie surely will be able to toss this off to a teammate. He dies midfield, but surely one of them can get up. Extreme barely missing it. Extreme dying to Lornius. Anyway, Captain T manages to pick up the flag, but Müller is out on a llama. Where is the spam? And missing all of the grenade spam, it seems, if there was any. I'm not quite sure. Müller tossing it off to Application. Application receives, so we're back in another standoff. And well, now it's all on the line. If they lose another standoff, that's the game. And Application tossing it off to Müller. Müller missing it completely. It's a scramble for the flag. Absolute nearly getting it. KZN gets the return for the red team. They're all respawning. Müller swooping in to pick it up. Müller taking a lot of damage, but I think this will be a cap for the red team. So coming back on the standoff there. Having a bit of luck,
nice,
finally.
Nice. Red had a nice MA on Captain T, and that pretty much won him the standoff.
Definitely. I'm not sure whether I quite caught that one. But yeah, the lack of Captain T pressure definitely helped them win it. Meanwhile, Absolute coming in for a front grab. He is out pretty much full health, but he's low on energy, taking a lot of chain damage from App. Application just demolishes up with the chain gun. Absolute complaining about the CG, it seems, or it seemed to actually be complimenting him. Well, good sportsmanship isn't always rare in this community after all.
A lot of frustrating times lead to, some frustrating comments.
Meanwhile, the spree doing a bit of distracting. Müller wants to distract as well. Where's Brookie? I can't see him. Brookie is still quite a way out. Coming in on the side grab now. Captain T spawns, gets a disc in the face, but manages to stop Brookie. Surely red team's offense has to respawn here. Müller opting
to make a good grab. That should be it.
Yeah.
Let's see if Widow makes it home.
Yeah, definitely. Widow making an excellent grab, disking over the base. Captain T should be able to get that return. He has. Widow is coming home with this, and he's coming home with it fast, bouncing off the hill, and that's going to be the game. Blimey, what a game we saw there.
That was a good game. I think Red did a good job. Had a little bit different style offense, but it got them a number of caps.
Yeah, definitely. They seem to have great timing with the re-grabs as well. It's just a shame that when they capped, they couldn't get someone on that re-grab to really hammer that down. Müller had some great timing with those.
Yeah, it's hard when one of your offense has the flag, he's heading towards home, flags at home, and then the other two offense, does one stay, does one go, do both stay? And a little bit hard to coordinate that.
Yeah, definitely. So as we get into the game, what do you think red team needs to change up to really try and win?
It's hard to say. I think the biggest thing that would help is synchronizing on offense. I'm not aware of their dueling capabilities, so I can't comment on that if they need to make a position change, but they just need to sync up a bit more and win the standoffs.
Yeah, definitely. They've really struggled on the standoff, it seems to me as well. Meanwhile, Lanius is out nice and fast, completely unopposed to grabbing that flag. That can't be happening, especially on this map where chasing is so important. Meanwhile, Esprit and Lanius going for a bit of a joust. Lanius really likes trying to kill the other capper as he's coming home with it. In this case, it didn't work out, but it looks like the blue team flag is going to be returned, and that's going to be a cap for Lanius. No problem at all for him. So blue team.
I haven't played this map enough, but if it's anything like Menorah, where slight team imbalances get accentuated, blue might have a dominating map.
Yeah, definitely. Well, two of red team's offense are distracting now. They're looking for Brookie, but Brookie is mistimed again. But does it matter? He's coming in now. Man takes a disc from Captain T. He's not out fast enough. Trying to do a desperation cap, and he's going to die on the side of the map anyway. Lornius is out. Manages to get the flag pretty much straight to the base, but KZN drops on the flag and returns it instantly. But Absolute was on a route all this time and manages to get out anyway, and now the red team is just completely scrambling. I think they recognise that is going to be a cap and they let it be. Brookie trying to make a grab, but it was too late, and he got blocked anyway. So
you know, that type of regrab is exactly what you were saying Red needed last game.
Yeah, that type of regrab. Yeah, it really helps start dominating the map in terms of caps. If you can get those regrabs, suddenly you can go from 3-0 down to five caps ahead very quickly. If you're able to pull those off successfully.
Yep, it's all about that offensive intelligence, knowing where your teammates are at.
Well, they seem to be doing very well here as two of Red Team's offense manages to kill Captain T, and that means a spree gets out very healthily, although he's getting a bit of chain, but I don't think it will matter. Red Team need to return that flag immediately. Someone get on it. Application obliges. So, Red Team looking like they would still want to be competitive. You see, this is where I think Red Team's offense could really do with some improving. As soon as they saw if Spree got out full, one of them should have respawned at least and gone on a regrab, and they would have been out probably. Meanwhile, Muller is out. He managed to take a disc, but he's out as well.
Sorry, I was just going to say the intelligent K'ing out is very important in this game. It's all about position.
Definitely. Well, talking of position, Tyler spawned right where the flag was, and Absolute manages to receive the flag from him. Absolute's going to toss it off to Tyler again, that flag flying well over his head though. Bounce nearly screwing Tyler's catch-up, and he took a bit of damage because of that bounce. Dueling now, looking for a pass. He's going to toss it in front of Absolute, and maybe not to him. Meanwhile, Brookie came in for a llama and just disked off the stand, tossing it down to Application. Is Application going to be able to get it? He is. Wonderful pass there with Brookie and Application. Application couldn't quite find a route to ski back though, so he's having to toss it midfield. Is anyone from Red Team going to be able to get there? No. This is why it's so important to keep skiing when you've received a pass, even if it's not ideal.
Yeah, Red came in, synchronized, got an early disc on him, and then just chained him down, and that was it. It was a good play, good pressure.
Yeah, definitely. Let's follow on board with Captain T here as he stops Miller from making a grab, takes a bit of damage for his trouble. He spots another one coming in. The other one fakes capping, and that was probably a well played by him because Esprit is now out full. Meanwhile, Absolute also made a grab, but he's out half health. Muller coming in. He's absolutely aware of the danger. He is now. He's looking for the toss off to Tyler. Tyler doesn't seem to be too interested. The flag is flying straight over Tyler, but Tyler picks it up anyway. Muller gets a nice MA on Tyler, knocking him into the ground and into I think it was Brookie's nade. I'm not quite sure there.
I didn't see what happened, but yeah, if Tyler was ready for the midair pass, that may have turned out differently. Yeah. Whenever it goes on the ground, it's kind of a scramble, and you're probably going to lose it.
Yeah, so let's follow on board with Brookie here. I don't think he's played this map much, and doing a bit of D-scratch right now. I don't think he's going to have much luck at all. Tyler seems to be dueling him quite effectively. Getting a lot of chain off here on Tyler, and he actually does finish off Tyler at last. Well played by him, and he opts to respawn as well, while Widow is coming on a bit of a long return, taking a lot of chain from KZN. KZN manages to chain him out, and Tyler picks up the flag anyway. Couldn't quite secure that return for the Red Team. Meanwhile, Application has taken the flag and tosses it up to Muller. Where is the Blue Team's offense? Are they coming in synced? Tyler, Captain T coming in very high. Meanwhile, Lanius coming in more directly. Absolute coming in only a couple of seconds after, so they're looking very synced here. Muller takes a grenade in the back off Widow, and Lanius returns. So, but it doesn't matter because Esprit was ready to make a return of his own. So these standoffs seem a lot more equal than they were last game.
Yeah. Blue had a good synchronized return, but just before that, they fell into a common trap, which is when the flag is down. If everyone just goes for the flag, it's very easy to disc the flag, move it around, kill people, and they died off 1, 2, 3. So just pointing out that that's a common mistake.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, blue team couldn't quite make it out with the red team's flag. Lawless coming in down off the slope on the right side to make a fantastic mid-air pickup. He is going to be home, even though he's getting chained. Maybe not, because the flag is sort of dead stops in the air. But Zwido is there to Zwido Absolute is there to pick it up and tosses it off to Tyler. Tyler receives under 2 chain fire, taking a lot of disc damage, looking for the toss to Absolute, but Absolute couldn't quite receive it properly. Does manage to pick it up. Able to kill everyone. The flags are loose on the stand, both of them next together. Tyler returns and gets the cap for himself.
Nice try by Red, but they couldn't get it off the stand.
No, definitely not. That pickup from Lanius was something else, though. Really great positioning off him, and then Absolute recognised that his teammate was going to die to the chain and get that pickup and managed to get the toss off to Tyler. The disc coming across midfield to Muller there, very close. Much closer than he would have liked. Meanwhile, Captain T comes in, suicides off Muller, discs him into the ground where he promptly crazes and Zwido gets the return. Unconventional, but very effective it seems. Meanwhile, Lanius flying over midfield, looking for a toss to Absolute, goes over Absolute's head. Is Zwido or Absolute able to pick this up? They're both taking damage. Zwido picks it up briefly, but dies, but Muller gets the return, Absolute not having the disc reload in time. So we reset again, and we see Bricky coming in on a grab. None of the defense is really there to stop him, but Captain T spawned on the right side and manages to get a body block off. Meanwhile, Muller is coming into contest and manages to force it away from Tyler, so Esprit is coming in on the left route now. He needs to be grabbing, but he seems to have just tried to distract. That was interesting. Meanwhile, Lanius is out full health.
Yeah, I think Red came in 1z2z at that time, and Esprit knew it wasn't wise to grab.
I think he should have, though, anyway, because, well, now you've got the situation here where they couldn't have gotten a grab anyway, and Lanius has managed to easily cap that, not even firing his steady has to. Muller lamoring after the fact.
Sorry, I was going to say Lanius is sort of waking up. He's a good capper, and he's been a little bit silent this map.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, Zwido getting blocked by KZN, an application finishing him off in mid-air. Fantastic, and they're just going to return that. Is anyone from blue team coming in to expose the fact that they're not on the stand at the moment? Apparently not. Lanius coming in from the left. I'm not sure how much luck he's going to have. Opting to just distract for now, getting spammed down on the stand. As Zwido comes in and grabs, and very nice grab from him, and he's probably going to be home here, taking a bit of a longer return. Meanwhile, the Spree has managed to get it home, but its application took a direct disc and couldn't pick it up from Absolute. Esprit is going to go down as well. It's a scramble for the blue flag. Application still can't quite get it. More spam going on, and Esprit has had to come and secure it as well, along with Muller. So the red team are looking a bit down on the defense right now, having to require 3 people to secure that. But maybe it didn't matter, because red team looked like they're going to get the cap here anyway. Meanwhile, Esprit dies with the flag. I don't think anyone's going to be able to stop Lanius from returning. Oh, Absolute is out on a left, and he's getting chained across the map. But Muller's going to grab it off the stand. He needs to toss, but Tyler has to respawn. Where is Tyler? He spawned at the back. Nice toss up to Tyler there. Get out your chain gun and finish him off. There we go. Tyler taking a disc from someone. I'm not quite sure how he died so fast. Him complaining of pain, it seems, in the chat. Esprit trying to duel with his chaser. Taking damage. He needs to pass off. Who's he looking for? He's looking for application. Meanwhile, application did manage to get the pickup, and Zwido also tosses off to his steady, but he couldn't pick it up either. Tyler takes damage for that miss, but just mid-airs KZN as he comes in, tosses it off to Zwido. Zwido can't pick it up. The blue flag returns. Captain T is there to receive, taking a bit of chain damage, but otherwise just okay to cap.
Yeah, similar story. Just stronger on the standoffs. That's what'll win you games.
Well, it definitely seems to be proving the case here. I'm not keeping count of how many standoffs blue team has won so far, but they've won a lot. And it looks like we might be in another standoff situation as Muller has brought the flag home. but Application isn't healthy enough to pass through. Application needs to respawn, instead opting just to die to the chain anyway. He spawns on the right side, taking a lot of chain already, and he misses the toss. This might be a return from blue team. Captain T taking a bit of damage, but no problem at all. Yeah, very poor passing there between Application and Miller, while Tyler passes it off to Lornius. Lornius finally gets the flag, having to jet backwards, and that's going to be another cap for blue team, with only half of the map remaining.
Those mid-air passes are very nice on blue, and when they get missed on red's behalf, it's ground pound and they're dead.
Yeah, they're really struggling. Blue team's offense is really punishing them for missing those kinds of passes, and even for bad respawning time. Even if they had received that pass for Application, he was already half dead anyway. Miller making a very nice pickup play, dealing with I'm not quite sure who it was now. I think it was Captain T. He's going to toss it off to Application. Application does receive the pass. Application getting disked in the back and loses all momentum. Miller also getting disked, and and a similar story, but Eastbrook does manage to return the flag for the red team. Lorna is saying nice shot.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it. Lanius got disked pretty high up in the air, and then Tyler got MA'd as well. It was some nice shots on the red team to get that flag back.
Definitely. Wow, I'm ashamed I didn't catch it all, because it sounded quite fantastic.
Yeah.
Muller trying to make a grab, but missing completely. Meanwhile, both of the other two red offense is trying to distract. They need to respawn and start disking over there, because Larnius is going to be home. KZN trying to do some last minute chain, but that's not going to work, and Larnius has really just warmed up now and is absolutely destroying the red team's defense, it seems. Coming in and grabbing at opportune moments to get home.
Yep, Lanius will destroy you if you're not on top of him. He's the #1 guy to stop most of the time.
Well, he's certainly proving it here as Muller makes a pickup from his dead teammate, but he's not going fast. He's probably going to die to the chain here while Lornius is out again. Let's follow on board with him. Lornius is going to have to toss this off. He's taken a bit of damage from KZN and trying to make sure Tyler receives it. Tyler doesn't. Maybe he should have just K'd out anyway, but it didn't matter in the end. That's a return off Widow. Now this is tap out. Are they able to stop this? Tyler getting grenade spam. No, they can't get Tyler onto the flag. Only a spree is there, and I think Lanius will be able to secure this after all.
Yeah, Lanius came alive there. He was actually the first guy in on Blue's offense on that last run, and he still grabbed and brought it home.